After the COVID-19 pandemic, one of the worst crises in human history, almost all sectors are on the road to recovery. But what about aviation? How is the airline industry recovering from record inflation in Western economies, rising interest rates, unfavorable currency swings, and a slow supply chain? Hello, and welcome to Prime Time TV. In today's video, we will look at the present state of the aviation sector and their concerns. So, after the restrictions were lifted, more people wanted to fly, and ticket prices went through the roof. This already shows that the global aviation industry is on its way to recovering from the COVID-19 pandemic in 2023. After almost 3 years of falling profits, airlines, airports, and aerospace companies have started hiring at record rates. They are adding capacity, resuming routes, fixing their balance sheets, and for some, going back into the black. Now, before we move on to look at the positive indicators, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell for more amazing content. Now, let's look at some indications that the aviation industry is getting better. Number 4. Emirates A350 will go into production at the start of 2023. Costs of doing business are affected by things like inflationary pressures, high energy prices, and a strong US dollar. These things could also hurt consumer confidence and travel spending. But Emirates, like everyone else, is keeping an eye on costs and working closely with its suppliers. Even though economists say there will be a recession or at least hard times for businesses, economies and consumers in 2023, Tim Clark, president of Emirates Airlines, says there is still reason to be optimistic about next year. Emirates' global network and flexible business model will help the airline reach the right markets with the right product mix and offer while taking advantage of being based in Dubai. Emirates is getting ready to add the Airbus A350 to its fleet, which is a new type of plane. Preparations are being made for the wide-body jet to be delivered for the first time in the middle of 2024. In November, Emirates started a huge $2 billion program to update the cabins of 120 of its existing planes. Soon, the Emirates Engineering Center will send out the first of these jets that has been updated. Number 3. As per IATA reports, profitability is possible. Even though the economy is not doing well, the International Air Transport Association predicted in its most recent industry report released in December that airlines will begin making a profit again in 2023 after reducing their losses this year. In 2023, it is anticipated that the industry as a whole will generate a net profit of $4.7 billion. This will be the first time the industry has been profitable since 2019 when it earned $26.4 billion. This is due to the fact that passenger demand continues to rise and restrictions on COVID-19 are being relaxed. Number 2. A boomtown setting. Higher crude prices in the Middle East will benefit oil-producing economies, increasing air traffic for airlines in those countries. There is clearly a boomtown atmosphere in that region of the world, particularly in oil-producing countries, but not so much in oil-importing countries. This indicates that money is flowing in that direction, which maintains traffic flow. Last year's performance of regional airlines was also boosted by the recent FIFA World Cup, which was held in Qatar. Because of the conflict in Ukraine, some passengers and cargo will be rerouted through the Middle East, which will benefit the region as well. Number 1. Strong forward bookings. Global flight bookings for the first half of 2023 are 25% lower than they were before the pandemic, according to the travel data company Forward Keys, while Middle Eastern flight bookings are 15% higher than they were in 2019. There will be a balance between the number of people who wish to travel and the number of available seats. This will make airfares more reasonable, but increased costs and inflationary pressures make it unlikely that prices will return to pre-pandemic levels. This is what Dubai Airport's Chief Executive Officer, Paul Griffiths, stated. However, what about the risks? Richard Maslin, head of analysis at the Kappa Center for Aviation, stated that while 2023 will see a return of air demand, the growth line will be shallow, and there will be a bite in the tail. Even though the imbalance between supply and demand is favorable for airlines, it may not be enough to prevent some from closing during the upcoming cold and dark winter. The possibility of a recession could have a negative impact on both passenger and cargo demand. but lower oil prices will likely offset this effect. Beginning in the second half of this year, the outlook calls for a gradual reopening of China to international traffic and a gradual easing of domestic COVID-19 restrictions. However, prolonged isolation policies would be detrimental to the future. How the aviation industry will recover in 2023 remains to be seen. What are your thoughts on the video? Tell us in the comments section below. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it. Thank you for your time. We'll see you later.